Today we are making doggy bow ties. Welcome to DIY Projects Live.
Hey y'all, I'm Devon and I love DIY. I used to be a professional dancer and aerialist in Vegas and on cruise lines, but I've recently been promoted to being a proud mama and a creative coach. I'm producing DIY Projects Live each and every week to bring you the best tutorials, guests, crafts to cash instruction, and creative content. So grab your iced coffee and let's get started.
Hey guys, it's Buddy, Milton, and I here with you today. Thursday's Live. We have a captain over there. And Milton's modeling his new little bow tie. How cute is he? So we're gonna hop on over to the craft table and we're gonna teach you how to make one. They're pretty simple. They're super cute for Easter. Yes. Dogs are just raving about it. So, let me know who's here in the live. Comment down below. Let me know where you're from, what coffee drink you're drinking, or whatever else you're drinking. Captain? Yes, you're a star. Okay, anyway, so we're gonna do this easy do-it-yourself sewing project for your Easter doggy bow tie. Here we go. Okay, so I am taking just a fat quarter of cotton fabric, and you can find these at any craft store or online. And I'm cutting 2 rectangles. So the bigger rectangle is 6 by 8 inches, and that's going to be the base, like the biggest part of the bow tie. And then the smaller rectangle is going to be folded up into like a little strip that you're going to put down the middle of the bow tie. And we'll do that second. So here I'm just trimming off all of this extra goop and making sure it's a very straight edge. Yeah, so does anyone have any fun plans for Easter, Passover, anything you celebrate? Let me know in the comments. I'm excited to be doing a Easter basket for Striker. I'm going to be putting little Hot Wheels cars and all of the Easter eggs and hopefully do a hunt and see if he gets into it. So let me know if you have any ideas for that. Yeah, so this one is just 6 by 8, I believe. And then this one is just going to be 2 inches wide here. And it doesn't need to be as long. You can just keep it even if you like. I ended up doing 2 by 6 or 2 by 8. And these things get kind of stringy at the edges, so I just like to trim them off. And you don't need to use like this rolling cutter. Yeah, so that's 6. So I did this 2 by 6. You can just use fabric scissors as well. If you're new to sewing, don't worry about what I'm doing here. You just need 2 rectangles. Boom. Now you're going to cut the same exact sizes into the interfacing. And all this stuff does is it just makes the bow tie stiff and hold its shape. So you will iron the interfacing onto the fabric, and you want to make sure that the dots, the thick part, will go down towards your fabric, otherwise it'll stick to your iron. Perfect. Just like this, line it up. You can also do these steps reversed and do the interfacing first and then cut everything, but I just went this way about it. You can also put like a little towel over it if you're not too sure if it's going to fuse or if you have it the wrong way, if you've never done this before. So you're just going to take your iron and put it on a cotton setting and iron it to fuse it together. Again, this is just giving it a little bit more shape or stiffness. They also have like a starch spray you can buy and use that. This just is very simple. It takes just a few extra seconds. There you go. And then I'm doing it again for the middle piece as well. So you might feel like stiffness like this in like collared shirts sometimes. They'll do it. Other crafts need it as well to keep that form and shape. Alrighty. And then I'm taking my fabric scissor. I'm just cutting off any excess, so I don't have to deal with that. Because these measurements don't have to be exact. It's beginning. It's fun. And then, okay, we're going to take this guy. We're going to fold it hot dog shape and iron it here, just to give it a crease in the middle. And then you're gonna unfold it and then do 2 mini folds into the center. So you have it in thirds. And you're going to iron down again here. So it's starting to take a little bit of a shape of the bow tie. And then the next step is you're gonna fold it hamburger style in half, same exact thing. You're going to iron it in half to make the crease. And then you'll unfold it and refold it twice. And do one final little ironing. This is just gonna make sure it maintains that stiff shape of a bow tie. And it's already starting to get there. Yeah, awesome. So from here, grabbing my needle and thread, getting ready. So I've just put the thread through the needle and just tied a knot at the end, because we're gonna hand sew this baby. So make sure that's ready to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna finagle it, and I'm gonna kind of push down in the middle and pinch it in the middle to make it the bow tie shape that I want. There's no exact science to this. You're just kind of pinching it. And then you're gonna take your needle and thread, and I just go back and forth a few times, tie it off and cut it. So there's no exact science to this either. You just wanna make sure that the center is coming together to this little point. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because we're gonna cover this up in just a second. That's the beauty of this craft. Your stitches don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do any fancy stitches here. We are just making sure this comes into the middle. And I made my string really long, so I'm getting tangled. And I'm tying a knot at the end, cutting it off. And then I'm gonna prep my string for the next round as well. But that's what it looks like there. I'm just tying off my string. I don't think you can see it. Give me 2 seconds to finish this. Cool. Just double knotted it, cut off the extra stuff, set it aside. We're gonna do the middle piece now. So you're gonna take this guy and kind of repeat what we did before, only just hot dog style. But we're skipping the first step, and you're gonna fold it into thirds right away and make sure it's about 1 inch thick. And then you're gonna go ahead and iron this down into the thirds. If you're uncertain, you can still do the crease, but if you can avoid the crease, it's a little bit better. And then from here, folding it over one more time. And I'm about to put it onto the center. I'm just wrapping it around, keeping it folded over. And then wrap it as tight as you want. Make sure that's the shape you want. And you probably have a little bit extra with our measurements. So I'm just gonna cut this little tail piece off. You can keep wrapping it too, but then you have to sew through more layers. So I recommend just cutting it. So cut the back so you won't see it. Great, then you're gonna take that little needle and thread and same thing. You're just going to sew this down. I just kind of do it in the back. I get a little bit of the middle chunk in there, but I'm just going to sew this flat. It, again, does not have to be perfect because this side is going to go up against your dog's collar, and we're going to put a little piece of elastic on here, so you won't see these stitches. The stitches will not be visible for your Easter photos. And I'm just kind of sewing down the little line here, as you can see. And once you feel you have enough stitches in where it's laying how you like it to lay, you can do the same thing, do a final knot, trim it, and we'll move on to the elastic. So, final thing, you're just going to take the elastic and you can measure it around your dog's collar because you're just going to slip it over. So this one's for Milton's collar, so it's a little bit smaller piece of elastic. It's about 1.5 inches. And I'm retying my needle and thread one more time, double knotting it. And then I'm taking the elastic, I'm holding it in a little loop, and I'm going to sew it into a little circle here. No exact stitch, just going back and forth, tying it in a knot. And you have the option to do one of these, or if you want it to stay a little bit flatter on their collar, you can do a loop on each side, if that makes sense. But if you want to use less elastic, you just do one. So you're going to put it vertical, the way that the collar would slide through, and you're just going to sew it to the back of the bow tie. Just like so. Just like so. Get it? I also would appreciate any and all pictures of your pets in the comments because I love all furry little guys, or non-furry. I love all the dogs and Kit Kats. Alright, so we're getting close to the end. You just want to make sure it's kind of flat on the side touching the bow tie so it doesn't unravel if you have a goofy wild puppy like some of mine are. And then once you've gotten enough stitches in there, you're just going to tie it off and cut it. So we're getting close to the edge. It's starting to look pretty fabulous. And these are something you can make very quickly. You could sell them on your Etsy shop. They don't cost a lot. The materials don't cost a lot, and they're really cute. And there you have it. You just kind of shape it out how you want it, and then go put it on your dog's collar, and you are ready for your family photos for the spring. How cute. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and let me know if you make your own doggy or kit kat or whatever pet you have, a little bow tie for Easter or Passover, and tag the photos in the DIY Projects group. I want to see them. Tag us on Instagram, DIYprojects.com, or my personal one, Devon DIY. That's the handle. Yay! So next week we are continuing our celebration of National Pet Day. We are going to be making homemade doggy biscuits. We're going to have a special guest, so tune in next Thursday at 1 p.m. and I'll see you there. See you later.